Holla Metamaniacs, Mike the Pied Piper here, and I'm here with another Dragon Ball Super video for you. And today I want to go over my favorite set 11 cards that have been released so far for each color. Now this doesn't include the SCR cards, nor does it include any of the tournament cards that are coming out. This is just my favorite cards for each color for set 11. And I got to tell you, some of these were some really tough choices because there's just some all-around good cards just in general for set 11. So kind of wanted to get right into the video, and feel free in the comments to tell me why I'm right, why I'm wrong, and what your favorite card is. So let's get this started. So first and foremost, we're going to start with blue. And like, this one to me is no surprise. And this is the Vegeta Leader. First off, I've been waiting for an incredibly powerful Vegeta Leader. This is a Vegeta GT Leader. And this by far does not disappoint. Like, this is borderline just insanely good. And I will be making a blue Vegeta deck. It reminds me a lot of the blue Goku deck because it ramps. So let's kind of get into it and break down why I think this is one of the best blue cards. So first off, auto, when this card attacks, draw one card, which is pretty standard. It's going to make sure that you're keeping cards into your hand. But here's where it gets just insanely good. And that's the auto. Once per turn, when you deal damage to your opponent by attacking with this card, look at the top card of your deck. If it is a mono blue card, you may place this in your energy in rest mode, otherwise place it on top of your deck. So I will tell you right now that your opponent, this card might as well say critical on it, because your opponent is going to waste their resources to stop you from ramping when you attack with this card. It's going to mean they're going to take a card from their hand, combo, or do whatever they need to ensure that you are not ramping with this card. So worst come to worst, even if you're not placing the top card of your deck in your energy, you are forcing them to waste a resource to stop this attack, which is just insanely good. Then you have the Awaken. When your life is at 4 or less, you may draw one card and flip this card over, which, you know what, it isn't as powerful as other Awaken effects, but to be honest, with the auto with this card, who cares? It's that good. So we'll go right into the Awaken side. Ss4 Vegeta Ultimate Evolution, which I love the Ss4 art. Like, I love the artwork on this card. Again, you have the auto once per turn. When this card attacks, draw one card. Then, just a combo, just to give it an even more insane effect, when your opponent activates a counter skill once per turn, switch this card to active mode. So even if they just try to counter this and waste a resource, it doesn't matter, because this thing is going to go into active mode. Or if they sit there and attack one of your battle cards, and then, or you attack with a battle card and they activate counter or counter play or counter whatever, it just says any counter skill, you get to turn around and put this card in active. So, and then it has the exact same ability when you deal damage to your opponent by attacking with this card, the top card of your deck. If it's a blue mono blue card, you may place this in your energy in rest mode. Otherwise, place it on top of your deck. So this is blue ramp at its finest, and I can definitely see this leader making a huge impact in the environment in next set. It's just that good. I mean, it's just an insanely good leader, and like, just imagine all the mono blue ramp cards that you could play, the insanely good 6-drops, 7-drops, those start becoming a reality with this deck. And even in set 11, they came out with an Ss4 Goku that you play it, it's a 7-drop, combo this with like a Zeno, for example, because this doesn't even say once you place the energy, it doesn't even say you can't add more energy for the turn. Maybe run a Sensu Bean to untap your energy for that turn. You could literally get that 7-drop Ss4 out and start burning energy from your opponent. Just insanely good. So definitely one of my favorite blue cards. Next, I wanted to get into my favorite black card. And this, I mean, just so much value with this card. It's a rare SS3 Son Goku Man on a Mission. Over Realm 6 critical double strike. It's about as simple as you can get of a card. Overwhelm 6, critical double strike. Just insane value, doesn't cost any energy. It's something you could play early game to put a lot of pressure on your opponent, and you're not even giving them the cards into their hand. It's a critical double striker for 20k. So I really, really love this card. There are quite a few good Overwhelm cards in set 11 for black. Some really, really good cards for, Dark or Masked Broily or whatever you want to call them. Like, I mean, it's insanely, insanely good. So, really looking forward to set 11, playing around with some of the Overwhelm cards, but by far this is one of my favorites. Just really, really good value. So the next card I wanted to get into is the yellow one. Yellow, again, came out with quite a few cards. This card, I believe, is going to see the most play. This is, again, my, guess. But this card is just a really, really good Unison card. Permanent if your leader card is yellow, and all of your battle cards in your opponent's battle card. All of your cards in your opponent's battle cards with original energy cost 5 or less have their skills negated. And all of your battle cards with energy costs of 1 get plus 5,000 power. Building a deck around this card is just, I mean, the one drops, the insane value that you're getting now that they're 15k. And then shutting off all of your opponent's battle card skills for anything that costs 5 or less. A lot of people run cards that evolve into certain other cards. I mean, this even goes through Indestructible. I mean, this just, shuts off. And it doesn't even, I believe it even goes through Barrier, because it's saying, it doesn't say choose. It just says all of your opponent's battle cards, plain and simple. So it goes through Barrier, goes through Indestructible. I mean, if it's 5 or less, done. So I really, really like this card. Then it has to play 2 yellow skillless battle cards with energy cost of 1 from your drop area. So you're flooding your board with a bunch of 1-drops. Doesn't even take away any markers. And then -2, if your leader card is yellow, your opponent can only attack with battle cards once during their next turn. So you're even gaining defense with this Unison card. Costs 3 to play. You could go play this, costs 3, and then instantly play 2 1-drops from your drop area. So really, really good yellow Unison card. Definitely one of my personal favorites. My favorite yellow card for set 11. Next, we're going to get into this insanely, I don't know what they were thinking making this Unison card for green. I'm scratching my head because this card is so, like, everyone was saying blue Unison Zeno was a pain because you paid 2, you put 2 more markers on it, and, it already have 4 markers on it, and it already took a bunch of resources to get rid of the thing. This amps it up even more. So you're talking for 3 green, energy, this Unison card has double strike, and then once per turn, when a marker would be removed from this card by a skill, which they are coming out with cards that do remove markers directly from Unison cards, including battle cards, your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand and discards it. So if they're trying to go after this without, using extra cards or using battle cards with skills to remove markers, they're already negging 1 card. Then you have a +2 on this. +2. So you pay 3 green and then add 2 markers to this. This thing already has 5 markers. You may choose 1 card from your hand and discard it. If you do, your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand, discards it, and then choose 1 of their battle cards and KOs it. How is that not a -2? I'm wondering if they made an errata, like if they're going to errata this. Like, you're paying 3 green energy +2, so now it has 5 markers. You're negging a card for them, and you're KOing 1 of their battle cards. Like, insane value with this card. And then an activate main if your leader card is green, choose up to 1 of your opponent's Unison cards and remove a marker from it for free. You're not even removing a marker from you. ±0 for free. You're able to do this. Not to mention the Unison card is 20,000 power, so they can't just use a bunch of low, like 3-drop for 15k or even your leader to go after this thing. I mean, it's going to take some resources to take this thing out. So this green Unison card, like, makes so many green decks just that much better. So definitely one of my favorite green cards so far of the set. Again, not including SCRs. We're doing this video before SCRs are coming out. But, my opinion, best green card by far. By far. Next one, we're going to get into red. This one, like, I wanted to kind of mix it up a little bit. I wanted choose a card that's a little bit more defensive, so I did choose Violent Rays. This one was a little bit tougher because they do have a lot of the Gogeta cards that like are removing markers and adding markers, and a lot of the Broly chain would swap. I kind of like this red card personally because I think it's going to go really good in my red-yellow Arrival deck, Surge Coup. So I'm really looking forward to this card. It's got a lot of like your opponent knowing if you're going to be running this card, they're going to be like less likely to lead out with an attack with their leader, because you could just turn around and play this and go, okay, hey, your big battle card, yeah, I can't attack. Or your big battle cards, they can't, or even their Unison cards, because this affects their Unison cards too. 20,000 or more. So this would actually go after, for example, they wouldn't be able to attack with Dark Broly Overwhelming Evil if you chose the second effect on this. Your opponent can't attack with Unison cards with 20,000 power or more. So I'm really like digging like the Violent Rays. I think it could pair well with a red-yellow deck. With on top of that, you're running Flying Nimbus. So especially with Vegeta's in the environment and a lot of these super aggressive decks, like this is going to slow them down big time, and it's going to allow you to turn around and bring the aggression back to them. So really liking Violent Rays. Again, I know a lot of people are like, oh man, but you're missing all these really good red cards. Yeah, but also I kind of wanted to mix it up a little bit when it comes to the what cards we're picking. So just as a just to go through it again, we got Violent Rays, Dark Broly Overwhelming Evil, Son Goku Forever in Our Memories, Ss4 Son Goku Man on a Mission, and finally the Vegeta Leader. Like, again, I know a lot of good blue cards. I know a lot of people are really excited about the baby leader with all the counter plays and the counter, but I don't know. I'm a big Vegeta fanboy. I'm a big Goku fanboy. And Vegeta finally getting a really awesome leader. I know a lot of people watching this video are like, oh, jeez, about time. So really happy about that. Well, alright, fellow Metamaniacs. I just want to tell you thank you so much for watching today's video. I cannot wait to see what Set 11 SCRs are going to have to offer. If I had to guess the SCRs that are going to be, I'm going to say there's going to be a Baby Vegeta SCR. I think there's going to be a Vegeta SCR. I don't know about the third one. I know they say that there's going to be the first ever Unison SCR, which honestly, I'm trying to figure out why that Dark Broly 20K isn't the SCR. Like, if that's what they're going to be making for super rare Unisons, I can't even imagine what the SCR Unison's going to be. Oh, geez, it's going to be crazy. But thank you so much for our Patreon supporters. I want to say Renee and Trent from TAC Games, thank you so much. Thank you so much for our other Patreon supporters that do not want a direct call out, but thank you so much for subscribing. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what the cards do next week, and look forward to another Dragon Ball Super video next week. Alright, your wish has been granted, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take it easy.